I wonder, rom-coms by nature kind of wrap themselves up, right? When we watch a rom-com, the reason why we watch them is because we know they have a happy ending. So when you're coming back for series 3, you're lifting the lid on what happens after Happily Ever After. Was that difficult?
No, it was actually really fun, honestly, because that was really what we wanted to explore in the second series, was because we kind of, we not stitch ourselves up, but we set ourselves up with a show that could have ended easily at the end of series 1. It's a standalone thing.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the show, is that every series could be a standalone film in its own right. And it was challenging. It was challenging to go, how do we continue the story, but in a way that we're still saying something, like we tried to in the first one. And to be honest, I think the second and third series are saying have more of an angle, a true perspective on what we're trying to explore, which is, how do you maintain a long-term relationship? That's what we kind of were trying to do in the second series, and what is the realistic fallout from when you make that massive grand romantic gesture. I think people are very averse to thinking about the future and reality of love and romance. Like, it's so much easier, and I think that's the sort of function a lot of the time of rom-coms in our culture in general. It's these kind of allegories of like love and romance that are convincing ourselves to increase the population, fall in love, and have some babies. That's what the first one does. Second one, it's the diminishing returns. It's the realistic long-term type of love, which I think is endlessly fascinating and actually much more fulfilling and really genuinely interesting to write about and explore. And that's definitely what the third one is, what we're trying to do, because we've got a time jump involved between the second series and the third series, which allows us to totally get into, like, my favorite thing was just like complicated history of love, of like, when you've loved someone and you are potentially moving on with your life, you're not with that person anymore. How do you, that doesn't fit neatly, that those feelings don't fit neatly into the rom-com genre. And that's where I think that's where the show is starting to divert from its sort of initial, like, it's a rom-com. It's, it's like, it's kind of progressed really past that to, I guess, just a more mature look at what love looks like as you get a bit older and past your 20s, so.
And I don't think it has to be bad. I think it's so interesting because, like you're saying, we don't often see it portrayed in culture or on television. Like you say, the aftermath of loving someone, or the aftermath of being in a relationship that doesn't work out, and how you navigate your lives, having played an important role in each other's lives into the future.
Yeah. And that's something that's so, like, if you've ever been in a relationship, if you've ever been through a breakup, which so many people have, that's like, we all go through that. It's kind of as horrible, not as horrible, it's kind of as just, I don't know, visceral as being in love or going through a breakup is growing away from someone and realizing that the feelings that you feel in a moment, you're not going to feel like that forever, in good and bad ways. In the bad moments, it's not going to last forever. In the good moments, it's not going to last forever either. And that's a kind of horrifically mature. It's a type of wisdom that you only get as you age, and it's cool, and it's also scary. And I think particularly at an age like this, in your early 30s, where you start realizing that, life is actually deeply complicated. And I'm only just learning that now.
It's so complicated.
And I'm going to put that in the show.
I'm with you.